Indistinctly average, if you take your tablets out, please, I'll ask you a series of questions, and you need to write down an estimate of an answer.
Oh.
OK? And each pair's answer will be the average
Oh,
of their answers, OK? Whichever pair is closest will win themselves a point. Have a little go at home, team up with someone if you wish, or just come up with your own answer, see if you can beat our players here in the studio. Your first question is this. How many points were given out during the grand final of the 2021 Eurovision Song Contest? The beauty in this round is if someone is way out under and someone else is way out over, and then, you know, your brains match perfectly.
Oh, gosh, that might be a bit out. Loads out.
OK, everyone's in. What do you think at home on this? Jenny, do you watch Eurovision?
Yes.
Yeah, OK, so what are we thinking?
I went on, I think, about 20 to 25 countries. I did average, obviously, ours, nil point, to 8 or 10 or 12 points. So I timed it by 10, and then I took some off, and I went 200. 200,
you reckon? Ugo, going up or down from 200?
Mine's slightly lower, well, quite a bit lower, yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong then. I'm probably totally wrong.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
But it's kind of based on the poverty of our performances historically, where we often get nil point. So I've gone for 135.
135, OK. These are lower than I was expecting. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah.
Are they?
I think you might have undershot. I could be wrong. But there's a lot. There's about 40 countries.
Oh, there's more than 20.
Yeah. Let's take a look at your average, though. 167 and a half.
Way out then.
Joe, you're in the hundreds, or are you gone higher?
I'm in the hundreds as well.
OK.
250.
250, says Joe. Felicity.
I've done what everyone else has done. I thought there was about 20 countries, and then I just put some points with them, and I did 220.
Yeah.
Well, your average is 235. Well, I think there's 20 to 25 teams in the final, but all the countries still, but it's like 40 or 45.
Oh. So it's about 3,800 is the answer, is it?
I mean, I suspect that's a bit nearer. Let's find out. What do you think at home? Where have you gone on this one? And which team has won a point? How many points were given out? 4,000.
What? So I did it right, but it's by the skin of our teeth.
Wow. I mean, how about that for getting a point?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Italy themselves, the winners, got over 500 points. So,
I don't think I watched the end. So I watched the beginning, and then I watched who won on the news.
You watch, as always, for the first 200 points to be given out. And then, that is it for me. I've seen all I need to see.
135.
Wow.
You know what? Every point counts. So well done to Joe and Felicity. Your next question is this. In miles, what is the length of the Danyang-Kushan Grand Bridge, the world's longest bridge?
Wow.
I don't even know what a mile is.
How long have you lived here?
How do you break down a mile?
How do I break down a mile?
Like a kilometre.
Well,
it's 1,000 metres.
I tend to sprint the first 3 quarters and then,
I've heard that about
then wind down. Then a kick at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, right, this is ridiculous.
What do we think at home? Longest bridge in the world. Joe, what was your thinking here?
My thinking was it doesn't necessarily have to be the bridge that we have in our mind here, like made out of cement, steel. It could be a rope bridge for all I know. So it wouldn't have to need the same support that we would normally use over here. So I've gone for 28 miles.
28 miles, says Joe Pasquale. Felicity, up or down from that?
I went down.
Oh.
Again, I know a mile is ages.
I'm hearing an awful lot of sighs from these two. I'm desperate to find out what they've written down.
Yes. I've gone 9.6.
9.6. Listen, that's a long bridge.
It's a long bridge.
That's a long bridge. Let's take a look at your average.
Oh, my gosh.
It'll be 18.8 miles, say, Felicity and Joe. Ugo, because you're the one who's sighing so much, I'm going to go to you.
I want to know.
What do you think?
I'm quite nervous.
OK.
Automatically. It's the world's longest bridge.
Yeah.
It's also got the name Grand in it.
Yes.
Significant.
Yeah.
Significant, yeah.
I've gone for 60.
60 miles.
Which is still, that's a lot.
Oh, listen,
It's a lot.
I've gone crazy. I'm thinking the length of our country, and that's going to be a long one in that.
400 miles.
Yeah.
Roughly London to Glasgow.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your average. It is 230 miles. So we've got 18 miles, we've got 230 miles. What do you think at home? Let's take a look, shall we? How long is the world's longest bridge? 102 miles. Roughly London to Birmingham. Felicity and Joe, you get the point.
Gosh, only just.
The highest run scorer of all time in men's international cricket has scored how many Test runs? That's the sort of thing that somebody at home will actually know the answer to.
My dad will know that. My dad's a massive cricket fan, and I bet he knows that, especially if it's somebody from the Windies.
Just waiting for Zoe. Zoe's got the most pressure on her here because she knows her dad is watching. What's your dad's name, Zoe?
Linton.
Hey, Linton. Fingers crossed. OK, Jen, any idea at all here, or is this a stab in the dark?
I don't watch cricket. I've got no idea. People get excited when you get 100, don't they?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming maybe they got 15 100s in their career at some point. So I've got
1,500.
Is that... I have no idea if that is completely low or way too high.
I think it's quite low. I think it's quite low. But that's OK.
OK.
Kelvin, you've gone up or down from that?
I've gone down from that. 575.
575. I think you were thinking about the best ever innings, maybe.
I was thinking the best ever innings, yes, so way off the mark.
Way down. OK, so your average is 1,037.5. Dr. Zoe and Linton, what are you thinking here?
Well, Linton, Dad, is going to be screaming at the TV because I think I've slightly misinterpreted the question as well. Test runs means just test matches, which is just international, isn't it? So I've gone way high, so I've come up with 40,000.
40,000, says Zoe. Ian, up or down from 40,000?
I've gone with 27,853.
Oh, that's very specific.
With amazing confidence.
Don't you think? Well, listen,
I've no idea.
Who knows?
I'm pretty sure it's Sachin Tendulkar.
I think it is Sachin Tendulkar, yeah.
I've got Sachin Tendulkar toothpaste.
Sachin Tendulkar toothpaste? What does it do? Does it do anything different?
I've got no test runs out of it.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't give you the runs. That's the, that's the thing. OK, so your average is 33,926.5. What do you think at home? I know some people at home will know the answer, or certainly know roughly where it is. Let's take a look. What is the highest run score of all time, and which team has won the points? 15,921. That is very close, isn't it? That was Sachin Tendulkar. So
I just needed another zero.
At just 14,000 out, you take the point there. That's very, very close, wasn't it? I mean, both terrible, but listen, not how, it's how many in this business, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's your next question. The world's oldest elephant lived for how many years? What do we think? From cricket to elephants. Dr. Zoe, what's your thinking here?
Well, I was thinking that elephants are pregnant for quite a long time compared to humans. So does that mean that they live for a long time compared to humans? And are those proportions similar? And I couldn't remember actually how long they're pregnant for. Anyway, I've come up with this. 218. I thought probably maybe double.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, it's possible, isn't it? Ian, what do you think, up or down from 218?
I'm still angry about the cricket. So I've put 27,000. I've gone for 126. I'd no idea, absolutely no idea about elephants.
No, but doesn't both of those sound OK, don't they? So let's find out what your average is. A 172-year-old elephant. What do we think, Jen? Have they gone too high?
Well, I've gone reasonably high, so, yeah, I went 150, because I'm of the same mind as Zoe. I think they do live a lot longer.
It's interesting that we're all trying to work out, do elephants live longer than us, is essentially the question we're asking. Kelvin.
They look wrinkly, don't they?
Up or down? They do look wrinkly, yeah.
I think I'm going to bring our average down again.
OK.
With a 65.
65?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought the 100 mark was maybe a little bit too big of an ask of an elephant.
Exactly. Let's take a look at your average. 107.5 years old. I genuinely want to know the answer to this. Let's find out, shall we? How old was the oldest elephant ever, and which team has won the point? 86. Well done, Jen and Kelvin.
Wow.
Kelvin, the closest there individually as well. 86 years old. According to an August 2019 Radio Times article, how many deaths had there been on Midsummer Murders up to that point?
Oh, crying out loud.
So, August 2019, how many deaths had there been in Midsummer Murders up to that point?
I was in one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you a killer or a killed?
No, I was wrongly accused.
Yeah.
Thankfully, John Nettles worked it out, and I was relieved.
Good. That's a real relief, because I think contractually, if he hasn't worked it out, you do have to go to prison.
You do have to go to prison, yeah. It's terrible.
That's why it's such an exciting show. Love a Midsummer Murders. Is everyone in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stephen, what was your thinking here?
So my thinking was just to go as high as possible.
OK.
And I just remember there being a lot of Midsummer Murders.
Yes.
OK? So I've just gone, and I think it might be a lucky number, I've gone with 214, and I've drawn a love heart and said, please give us a point.
Oh, that's nice.
Love that.
214 doesn't sound crazy. Christelle, have you gone up or down from that?
I've actually gone slightly higher, but not too far off. I've gone for 300, but I didn't put any please give us a point, and now I feel like I should have done that.
Someone's getting a point, Christelle. That's not you. So your average is 257. That doesn't sound crazy. Amanda, what are you saying?
So I have put, and I'm also struggling with the pen, so I apologise for that little 2 in the middle there. I've put 225.
Nick, the only man here who's been in Midsummer Murders.
So with my little bit of inside information, it was a bit of a shock that I did it 20 years ago.
Has it been going that long?
Yeah, so I think I did it in 98, and it was the second season. And so there's been at least 20 years of seasons of between 8 and 10 episodes, round about 2 deaths an ep, so I'd say round about 450.
Oh, lovely. Let's take a look at your average. 337 and a half.
That
was a good episode.
Yeah.
So 257, 337. What do you think at home? Nick sounded convincing there, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was a little bit of insider knowledge. Let's find out how many deaths have there been and which team has won the points.
Come on, Stephen.
Oh, God.
350.
Wow. I nearly wrote that.
Amanda and Nick, very, very well played. Very close as your average.
Well done.
The early seasons only had a few episodes, funnily enough, and it was later on they got to more. Very impressive. Here's your next question. How many stairs are there from the ground to the highest habitable level of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building? Ooh, how many stairs are there?
I mean, this is total guesswork.
What do you think at home? How many steps are there in the Burj Khalifa? Christelle?
I've gone for 3,000.
3,000. It doesn't sound a crazy starting.
I don't know. But
I mean, there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Stephen, up or down from 3,000?
Well, I've gone for 10,000.
Okay.
Oh!
Just because I thought we're going to heaven. So I think it's 10,000 stairs to heaven.
Wow.
1,000 stairs to heaven.
Is that a song?
It is now.
Yeah.
Your average is 6,500.
I think that might be a good average.
It could be.
Nick, what are you thinking here? 12,000. We're going up and up and up.
I mean, I've been there, and it is an unbelievable...
It's huge, isn't it?
When you're on one of the skyscrapers opposite, and you're looking up like that at it, you realise that's the... Like you say, otherwise you can't see the top without falling over from the ground.
12,000, says Nick. Amanda, up or down? Yeah. 35,000.
That's a massive average.
That is big.
Yes, it is quite a big average, Nick, and I can only apologise.
No, we might be right.
No, I think you might be right.
Yeah, I don't know what my thinking is, but... Yeah, I've gone a little bit over the top, haven't I? But then it is over the top, isn't it? It's the world's tallest building.
Huge. So your average is...
I mean...
Oh, sorry, Steve. I think
23,000.
OK, it's not so bad when you average it out.
It's crazy. What do you think at home? Where are you closest to on this one? Should we find out how many stairs are there and which team scored the point?
Higher than 15,000.
Oh, my God! Do you know, I must say... You basically got that.
Oh, my God!
Wow, E.
I was right! I can't believe it!
Christelle, I'm going to give you an extra point for that one.
Oh,
so Stephen, you'll get a point, so I'm going to give Christelle 2.
I'm bitterly disappointed by that.
What was the total number of goals scored at the UEFA Euro 2020 football tournament held in June and July 2021? What's the total number of goals scored in that tournament? Write me down an estimate for what you think the answer might be, and I'll take the average for both teams. Have a little go at home as well. Play 2 of you if you wish, or by yourself. OK, everyone is in. Carol, any idea on this, or was this a stab in the dark?
Total stab in the dark. I know nothing about football, and so I'm just trying to work out 2 months of goals. The average game is probably 3 or 4 maximum.
Yeah, 8 or 9 if it's Fulham, but yeah. 68. Doesn't sound insane.
Thank you.
Joe, up or down from 68?
Up.
Up. For a good reason?
I started reasoning it because I watched the whole tournament and I was thinking about, I think there's 64 games, 2 goals, so I went. And then I stopped thinking because it was hard and wrong.
Thinking is hard, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I can do about 12 seconds and then I'm like, come on, everyone. Come on, brain. 102, says Joe. So your average is 85 goals, is your answer. Richie, what were you thinking?
I can't remember any high-scoring matches at the Euro, so I've gone for 70.
70, very close.
Similar to Carol.
Very close to Carol. Babatunde, you've got a look on your face of a man who's gone higher than 70.
Oh, yeah, definitely gone higher than 70. So I've just gone, like, the first answer that popped in my head, which was 112.
112. Oh, how about this for close? How about this? So your average is 91. Ooh. Very close. Let's take a look, shall we? How many goals are scored and which team has scored a point? 142. How about that? Babatunde and Richie get themselves a point.
He's in the game.
Yeah. In the game.
Yeah. You're off the mark.
This is the first point I'm probably going to have, so I'm celebrating. You know what I'm saying?
And you were closest individually as well, Babatunde. Very well done. Here's your next question. According to June 2021 estimates by DEFRA, how many cattle are there on farms in England? OK. It's going to be more than 68, Carol.
Yeah, I think so.
How many cattle are there? That includes cattle and calves. Yeah, this is one of those ones where the potential to be out by such a huge amount.
Yeah.
Everyone in? Richie, what are you thinking here? It's quite hard to know where to start, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, my logic is I drive up the M1 every day back home to Northamptonshire, and one thing I always think on that journey, there's a lot of cows.
Yeah.
Not on the fields, not on the road.
Not on the road, yeah.
I've never counted them, so I've just gone for 200,000.
200,000, says Richie. You're getting such a nod of the head from Babatunde there. Yeah. Babatunde, what are you saying?
I mean, I live in the countryside now. You know what I mean? I moved out of London because I got money. Not joking. So I've gone for an exact number.
Oh, great.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you have been counting.
Yeah, I've been counting. So I've gone for...
Okay.
100,018, 658.
118,000.
I'm banking on this right now.
Babatunde, if you are bang on, I will give you 2 points.
Say nothing. I'm going to hold you to that.
There we go. Here we go. So your average, gents, is 159,329. Carol.
Clearly, I'm a city girl.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, right, okay, so most herd of cattle is probably, 50?
Sure. I mean, who knows?
I don't know. But I'll put it out there anyway.
Yeah.
And shame myself as a city girl. It's 15,000.
15,000.
843, because I'm going with Bubba's exact.
Listen, there are farmers watching now just going, do you know what, I'm switching off. I can't do this anymore. Joe, have you gone higher than 15,000?
I've gone a lot higher.
Excellent.
In fact, I would say vegans, look away now.
Okay.
I went 1.2 million.
1.2 million, says Joe. Interesting. So your average... 107,921 and a half.
That was a half.
So we got 600,000, we got about 160,000. What are you saying at home? Let's take a look, shall we? How many cattle are there and who has scored the points? 5 million.
Thanks, Joe. That was
5.1 million.
And I clean the half.
Yeah, exactly. How are you getting a point, Carol?
I don't know. I've no idea, but I'm very grateful for it all the same.
How many matches did Muhammad Ali win during his professional boxing career? Fights, you could say. How many fights did he win? This is the sort of thing that some people at home will know the answer to. Feels like this will be a smaller number than 775,000. Everyone is in here. What do we think at home here? Chloe.
A real stab in the dark. Boxing, it's not even something that I know enough that I could make an educated guess, so this is just a real sort of shot in the dark. 147?
147. I don't think it's an insane answer. Okay. Matt, what are you saying?
I've gone for lower, just because I think boxers, they have fewer matches because it's really hard.
Yeah, I have heard that from boxers.
You know what I mean?
It's really hard.
So I've gone for 28.
Oh, 28. So 28 says Matt. So your average is 87.5 fights for Ali. Martel, where are you on this?
Well, my non-educated guess, because I like watching boxing but don't know nothing about it. I was thinking, how long is your career going to span? Say 10 years. Mm-hmm. I suppose it is a lot to do 30 wins in a year.
In a year, yeah.
Yeah, so 300 is probably not right.
300, yes.
Did you? I know. Okay.
To be fair, you have an unbelievable answer for the last one. So, Alex, I'm assuming you've gone down from that?
OK, so I think me and Matt are kind of on the same lines here. I went with 29.
29, very much on the same lines. So your average is 164.5, so double-ish the previous one. So we got 87, we got 164. What do you think at home? Shall we find out how many fights did Ali win and who scored the point? Matthew and Chloe scored the point.
Well done.
56 was the answer. Very well played. 61 fights in all. Ali lost 5 times. Should we do a final question in this round? Here we go. How many civil servants are there in the UK, please? According to the most recent figures, how many civil servants are there in the UK? And how many of them live somewhere called Road and have been beaten by Muhammad Ali? A civil servant, of course there's some civil servants out there watching. Our viewing figures would be in real trouble if there were literally no civil servants watching. Let me know when you're happy. Everybody in? OK, what do we think at home on this one? Alex, we will start with you. What's your thinking?
OK, so I was trying to do the geography and think about where different places of work are up and down the British Isles, and I came up with the number of 50,000.
50,000, says Alex. Martel, up or down for 50,000?
Down. Oh. But pretty punchy too. I've gone for this because there are thousands. And
yeah. 30,000.
30,000.
Even I can work out that average. Your average is 40,000. Matt, you gone up from that?
Yeah, I have gone up from that. And my thinking behind it was, I have no idea. I've got even less idea than the roads question.
Thank you for taking us through your thinking.
Thank you.
So you've gone for...
102,500.
2,500. Chloe.
Oh.
Can we get you anything?
I've haggled myself down from like 1 million. So I think I've done quite a good job here.
Yeah.
But my mum's a civil servant, so I feel like I just have more like a bias towards like, everyone's in the civil service.
Yeah, if I think about my house, 50% of people are civil servants.
Exactly. So I've gone 300,000.
300,000 you've gone for. So your average is 201,250. So 40,000, 200,000. Let's find out how many civil servants are there and which team has won the final point of the round. 484,000. Well played, Chloe. And Matt. Very nicely done indeed. How many weeks have the Spice Girls spent at number 1 on the UK singles chart? That's a good question.
All together for every song?
Yeah,
right.
Every song.
Trevor, come on.
OK, well, between us we should...
I guess not all of the songs were number 1s, though.
Everyone's in. What do you think at home on this one? Trevor, have you got specialist knowledge here, or is this slightly outside of your ballpark?
No, but obviously we all know who the Spice Girls are, and we know that Wannabe was probably their biggest hit. At least 5 weeks at number 1.
Yeah.
But they had 5 number 1s, at least. So I've gone for 20 weeks.
20 weeks. So
at number 1.
Dare, is he up or down from that?
I'm going up from that, so here's the story from A to Z. I've gone 31 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. I've sort of based it on 10 number 1s and about 3 weeks and then maybe a week extra at Christmas. Okay.
Lovely. That's right. Yeah. 31. So your average, gents, is 25 and a half weeks.
Sorry.
Kimberly.
I obviously don't understand how the music business works.
OK.
So I've gone a little bit nuts again, but I'm hoping you're gonna bring me back down to earth. OK, I've gone 72 weeks.
72 weeks. That is big.
It's big.
Yeah, but a year and a half at number 1.
That is a year and a half at number 1.
Were they that big, Rachel?
No, I don't think so. I have gone for
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Because I think the charts were important then and people paid attention to them and things moved, you know, it mattered being at number one.
Quickly, so...
Things moved fast.
I think you saved me.
Bringing the average down a little bit there. So your average is 42 weeks. So 25 and a half weeks, 42 weeks. What do you think at home? They had 9 UK number ones.
Oh,
Spice Girls, so 9 UK number ones. But how long did they all stay at number one? How many weeks did they spend in total? Who has won the point? 22 weeks.
Well done,
Trevor, well done, mate.
Well
that's
done.
lovely.
That's proper insider. Knowing how hard it is to stay at number one.
Final question in this round. We are 1 point all. According to UEFA, how many metres did England's Calvin Phillips run while playing during Euro 2020? Wow. OK. They keep stats for everything, and someone has worked out how many metres he ran during the entire tournament. But, I mean...
I would say, helping everyone, he played every game, didn't he?
Think so.
And he ran the most out of it, I think, any English player.
Yeah.
So
he covers a lot of ground.
Covers a lot of ground.
What do you think at home on this one? OK, everyone's in. Rachel, what was your thinking here?
I've been thinking about this too much, I think, because I was thinking, I wonder how long his legs are. Would that help?
Yeah. That feels like perhaps not where I would have started. But,
then I'm thinking, you know, how many... I'm thinking about how I use my fitness tracker and stuff like that. Anyway, I've come to this conclusion. 135,000.
It's 135,000. Kimberly, up or down from that?
I don't...
Uh-oh.
There was no amount of lowballing you could do that was going to save my average on this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Are you saying that's a low ball?
Yeah.
That he ran nearly 16 miles a game?
This is mad. The comma literally moved, so I've gone for 24 million.
Wow.
Because I was going to go for, like, I don't know, I was going to go for, like, 2,400, and then I thought 2,400, and then I thought, that's probably not very much, so maybe 240,000.
About 15,000 miles. There's 7 games, so you'd only have had to run 2,000 miles a game.
Maths is not my strong point.
So your average, 12 million metres. So...
I mean, I think isn't that how far the moon is away or something?
it's not far off, yeah. Trevor, are you in the millions?
Well, I'm just saying, Kimberly and Rachel, thank you for the point. No matter what I display now, I think we've got this one in the... Hopefully.
Well, you know...
I'd love to see what Des has got. And if you lose this points...
I know. I think I've gone for 50,000.
Yeah.
Remember, they don't run non-stop. The game does stop over 90 minutes.
He runs a lot.
He runs a lot. 8,000 metres a game.
Yeah, well, you got for 7 games, you got 7,000. So that's 7k, 7 kilometres.
Yeah, possibly.
Des, what are we saying? Up or down?
I went for 80,000.
80,000.
Well, because I didn't know exactly how many games he played because, being Scottish, I don't really know what happens after the group stages. But I estimated doing a 10k for 7 games.
Yeah.
They did play Scotland. We ran them ragged when we beat England 0-0.
Absolutely thrashed us 0-0.
Thrashed you.
Yeah.
So I think, and there was some extra time in the games as well, so I've stuck an extra 10k on it.
Lovely. So your average, gents, is 65,000 metres. Let's take a look, shall we? So we've got 12 million and we've got 65,000. I'm not quite sure how to build a Jeopardy here, Kimberly. Who has won the point? Well, what have you said at home, firstly? Let's see if you can get close to this. How close are Trevor and Des? Who's won the point? 82,000.
Wow, well done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Des, I'm going to give you an extra point for that. That's very, very close indeed. An extra point to Des. That's the end of that round. Have this away, please.